Well, Peggy, it was a very tense situation here earlier today. When I arrived on the scene, police officers were telling us to get back, to stay back. They suspected there might be another shooter on the loose. Turns out there was not. There was only one shooter involved here at this point, and that shooter is now dead. Of course, a total of 9 people shot, 7 people wounded and are now being treated at Presbyterian Hospital. 2 people are dead. 2 of the 9 are dead, including the shooter. We don't know much about the other person who was shot and killed. We are working to learn details about that. It is a very active scene here now. There are police surrounding this entire area. You're looking at some video that we shot earlier today as police swarmed this scene. There were earlier reports, police thought there might be a hostage situation. They swarmed this area. It turned out not to be a hostage situation. That was indeed good news here. They also had a number of reports that there may have been as many as 2 to 3 gunmen in this area. It turns out that was not the case. There was only one shooter, and that shooter is dead. We have learned, though, that that shooter apparently died in an exchange of gunfire with a University of Pittsburgh police officer, a Pittsburgh police officer engaging the shooter in gunfire and fatally killing him inside Western Psych here earlier today. We understand that one Pitt police officer, University of Pitt's police officer, was indeed wounded by a shot. He was apparently grazed in the leg. Again, at this hour, 7 people are being treated at nearby Presbyterian Hospital for wounds suffered during this shooting. Ken Conius was arrested inside this Pompano Beach, Florida home early Tuesday morning. I went inside the house here and talked to a lady who rented him a room. Well, how long has he been renting a room here?
About 2 weeks.
2 weeks, okay. Can we see his room?
This was his room.
Wow.
We cleaned it up.
This woman told me Conius rented a room in her brother's home in this section of Pompano Beach, surrounded by other small homes and just blocks away from a main road. Investigators from Pittsburgh made their very first trip here to the home where Ken Conius was arrested earlier this week. And our camera was rolling when police moved in. This is exclusive video of police surrounding the house in Pompano Beach Thursday afternoon. The raid is going down right now. Investigators just arrived here a second ago. You see them standing at the door right now. For more than 2 hours, police searched the home, questioned the residents about Ken Conius, where he had been hiding, who had been helping him. Among those who showed up to talk to police, 2 dancers Conius had been involved with, including one who was with him the night police arrested him. This is Rick Earl live at the Jerry Sandusky trial, where prosecutors just wrapped up opening statements.
Good evening, Gordon and Peggy. Thank you, everyone. And I can tell you it's a very intense situation here.
A powerful display by the prosecution, highlighted by photos of young boys, 3 dramatic words, and graphic testimony from an alleged victim. Live pictures of Jerry Sandusky. He is being escorted right now out of the back of the Center County Courthouse here in Bellefonte. These are live pictures of Jerry Sandusky being escorted out just after the sentence was handed down.
The DEP says this is aesthetic. We can drink this. We can have coffee later. And
Kim McAvoy began having well water problems at her home in Connequeness in Butler County last summer. Today, it is nearly dried up.
But there it goes. I'm not even getting a gallon of water. I'm done. I lived here 16 years, and the only thing I know that's changed in my environment is these gas wells.
The gas wells began popping up last year. So did water complaints from other neighbors.
Turned on the bathroom sink water and foam come out, and turned around to get water out of the bathtub, and the toilet that he had just used was foaming.
I've never seen a rush of complaints about drinking water problems like I have since the Marcellus Shale industry moved in here.
Myron Arnowit is the director of Pennsylvania's Clean Water Action. They've called for a temporary ban on drilling until more studies are done.
The drilling is far too close to where people's houses are, to where their drinking water is coming from. There needs to be much, much greater protection.
But a recent study by the University of Texas at Austin of 3 drilling regions, including the Marcellus Shale in Pennsylvania, suggested issues with surface spills and cement casings used for drilling, but found no evidence of water contamination by hydraulic fracturing anywhere.
I think it adds to the security that the country can have, that we can do what President Obama talked about, do it safely and have the economic benefits. These are not an either or.
Back near Connequenessing, Tim Grosick had 7 wells drilled on his property, one right next to his home.
My well's right there. Haven't had a bit of problem.
And Rex Energy emailed us this statement that they tested the water in Connequenessing before and after drilling and found no notable differences in water chemistry. The State Department of Environmental Protection also investigated 11 complaints and found no evidence that drilling impacted water supplies. Still, Rex voluntarily supplied water to some residents. Those deliveries are about to run out at the end of the month, and Kim McAvoy says she's had enough and is moving out.
Where are you going to go?
Anywhere they're not drilling.
30 covered bridges in Greene and Washington counties
Everybody that comes to visit us from out of town is excited to see them.
have lured visitors for decades.
I noticed a lot of people with weddings come out here.
But many are starting to show their age. The cost to maintain them adding up. Target 11 discovered that you are paying for it. $500,000 federal tax dollars went for improvements to the Shriver Bridge in Greene County last year, and the Cox Farm Bridge will get $650,000 this year. Is it worth it, or do you think it's a waste of your tax dollars?
Historically, it's worth it, but I don't think it's worth that much. No way near that much.
If we're going to sink our money into something, let's sink it into something that's been around a long time.
Target 11 uncovered the federal government handed out nearly $10 million tax dollars for 22 covered bridge projects in 11 states this year. And it's not just federal funds. Counties across the state get a percentage of the gas tax for road and bridge maintenance.
Come on up, please.
So you're in the security line for carry-ons at the airport. There's a ton of people. It's taking forever. What is the holdup? Well, you never know what the TSA screeners will find in a bag. It could be something like this, or even this, because these are things they find every day.
When's the last time you respected the roadside?
At the I-79 rest stop near Bridgeville, Public Utility Commission officers set up temporary shop,
Where are you coming from?
pulling over trucks for inspections.
Man, if I see your driver's license, your medical card, registration for the truck and trailer.
The officers here will go over this truck with a fine-tooth comb. They'll start here in the front of the truck underneath the hood, visually inspect the engine and a number of other components. Then they'll take a very close look at the brakes.
Be it the brakes being out of adjustment, chafed hoses, just brake systems in general, air leaks.
During the past 2 years, officers have inspected more than 14,000 big rigs across the state, uncovering more than 20,000 violations. Violations so bad on more than 2,500 trucks, they were immediately pulled off the road. The city of Sharon got a $200,000 stimulus grant to hire 2 new police officers. 3 years ago.
There was $200,000 out there the feds were going to give you, and you guys said no.
Yeah, the city of Sharon, passed on that.
The city turned it down because they couldn't afford it. The grant required them to keep the officers even after the funding ended.
It was a tough decision for the city to make because there's a carrot of federal funding to add additional staff that's needed.
The government's own stimulus tracking website still lists the project as not started. We found 59 projects in PA worth $71 million.
The media painted a very bad picture of me.
And you were here to defend your name.
Well, my name's not that great, but it's not as bad as all that. I wish there was somebody to help me when I was in there, like I can try to help her now. I loved him. I still do.
Did you have anything to do with his death?
No, I did not have nothing to do with his death.
Oh, slap! Hey, silly! Sticky!
Are you kidding me?
Explosive. Score! Magical. Curry does it again!
Combination, adversity. Relentless.
Tenacious.
Fantastic. They're having a monumental season.
Passionate.
How's that for a statement? Spins around, scores! Excellent!
Dynamic.
You don't win hockey games if you don't play with heart.
Falcon fires,
It's a classic NHL rivalry, and the Consol Energy Center is primed for another chapter of the Penguins set to host cross-state rival Philadelphia with a lot at stake in the Eastern Conference.
The fans are ready for hockey. We're 30 minutes away from the Penguins getting ready to take on the Flyers.
Both teams are on the ice, and it's another sellout. Stay where you are. You have the best seat in the house for the Flyers and Penguins on Channel 11. Good afternoon and welcome to the Consol Energy Center. I'm Albie Oxenrider, and the Pens playoff push is in full swing.
I'm Bill Phillips. We'll also be joined by Rich Walsh and Phil Bourque in just a few moments. But first, the latest on Penguins defenseman Chris Letang about an hour or so ago.
Bill, the celebration is still going on behind me. It was crazy on the field after the Giants comeback win against the Patriots, but my goal was to make my way through that crowd and find former Pitt fullback Henry Hynoski, who made a few huge plays in tonight's big win. As we made our way through the madness, we ran into MVP Eli Manning being escorted off the field, and 5 minutes later, catching up with Hynoski, who can't believe just a year ago was playing at Pitt and now is a Super Bowl champion. Hey, a Pitt guy wins a Super Bowl. How's it feel?
Unbelievable. I can't describe it. It's by far the best feeling I've ever had in football. I'm overwhelmed right now. I don't even know what to do.
Make a circle around me. Spread out. All around me. Here we go. All right. What I need everybody to do is put your hands behind your back like this. Okay. I'm going to pass you the ball. Get your hands ready. Got to be ready to catch. Pass it back to me. Okay. I'm going to pass you the ball. Pass it back to me. Okay. I had to get her out. You gotta rotate. Down the other end. Good job, ladies. Way to work. Gotta protect the ball. You gotta see where everyone else is. You gotta dribble. Keep your dribble. Keep your dribble. Keep moving. Gotta know where everyone is. Up. You're both out. You lost yours too. Oh, George! Get him home! Grades 4 through 9, we mix the teams together. And our coaches get as excited as the kids. But we have teams, they have to do all these activities. We are golden. The one-on-one finalists: Aiden Schneider, Megan McConnell, Sydney McDonough, Tatum Quinlan. Those are the one-on-one finalists. Angelina DePardo, Mackenzie Wagner, Abby Shaw, Danny Short. Ladies, great job today. Okay, you worked very, very hard. We talked about it each day we leave here, that we feel a little bit better about our game, and we've gotten a little bit better as a basketball player. Okay, coaches, I need a player from each team for the buzzer beater. Okay, what team? Penn State. Okay, this is for Penn State. Everybody, drum roll, please. Megan, so close. Ready? Go. Drum roll, please. Ready? Go. Ready? Go. You got to get in front of me so you can see. You have to be in front of me. Okay, remember, every time my right hand crosses my left, we clap. Let me see it.
Oh, I didn't do that time. I don't even do it. Wait,
well, that's no fun. Nice and slow. Ready? Nice and slow. I didn't do it either. You ready? All right, here we go. You ready to go home yet? Go home. See you tomorrow morning. Good job, ladies. Get your freeze pops from your coaches.